Today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Mike Shilt's post-game comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
The pitch from Lucchesi, and that's in the air, deep down the right field line. Shildt towards the pole again. Gonna go! Second of the night for Gavin Shildt. He has homered in 2 straight innings. This one a 3-run shot. And it's 6-0 San Diego.
Gavin Shildt and the Padres cruise to an 8-1 win against the San Francisco Giants on this Wednesday evening. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show here on the Padres Radio Network. The Padres have won 2 games in a row, and tonight they did it with both the bats and the pitching. Gavin Shildt, 2 home runs in the first 3 innings. Manny Machado had a home run. Ryan O'Hearn had a late home run. Padres cranking out 8 runs on 10 hits. And the pitching side of things, very, very good as well. J.P. Sears, 6 strong innings for his first win as a San Diego Padre. Bullpen gets it done, and the Padres find an 8-1 win to improve to 71-56. The Giants drop to 61-66 on the year. And oh, by the way, the Dodgers lost tonight in Colorado, so the Padres pick up a game on LA. Padres now 1 game out of first place in the National League West, with another series between those 2 teams looming here at Petco Park on Friday. What a night for Gavin Shildt. Not only did he have 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, but he also set a new career high in home runs in a single season. He did it on the first one. That was his 16th home run of the season. Gavin Shildt has never before tonight collected 16 home runs in a season, and then he built on the career high, his 17th home run of the season with the 3-run shot in the third, and we've got a ways to go here in the regular season, so Gavin Shildt has a real opportunity to really just blow by his previous career high of 15 home runs. What a season it's been for Gavin Shildt. I caught up with Gavin on the field right after tonight's win.
Gavin, not a bad night in the big leagues when you have 2 home runs and 4 RBIs by the end of 3 innings. Both the home runs came on curveballs. How were you able to get home run swings on those pitches?
Yeah, been working on them. Just trying to be aggressive, be aggressive with pitches in the zone. Try not to fall behind a little bit there and be aggressive and put an ace swing on it. So was able to do that there, and felt good.
Since the trade deadline, your role has adjusted a bit.
Yeah.
How have you stayed ready for opportunities like tonight?
Yeah, just be prepared. That's the biggest thing. Just be ready for any opportunity that comes. Some things are out of my control, but what I can control is how I go about business, and that I'm ready for every opportunity. So get opportunities like this tonight and try to come up big for the team.
A handful of months ago, you showed up in Arizona fighting for a job at spring training. Tonight, you set a new career high in home runs in a season. How would you describe this season on a personal level?
It's been a blast. Being in San Diego, being here has been a godsend, and there's still a lot of work to do for us, and I think the exciting stuff's still to come.
Finally, these fans, they like chanting your name. Good to hear that again.
It's great to hear it. Miss being out here and being out here and playing in front of these guys again has been a lot of fun tonight.
Gavin, great job tonight. Big night, 2 home runs. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Gavin Shildt right after tonight's win. What a big night for Gavin. And I'll tell you what, and it's true, no secret, his role is certainly been adjusted since the trade deadline. He has not played nearly as much in the month of August, but for Gavin Shildt to get 2 consecutive starts, have a double and a run scored last night, and then tonight have 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. What a job by Gavin Shildt as he gets a couple of starts and, again, hitting home runs 16 and 17 on the season. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have the full game recap for you. All the radio highlights will go downstairs. Hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit as well. Again, the Padres win the 3rd game of this 4-game series by a final score of 8-1. Padres now an opportunity to win this series tomorrow before they welcome in the Dodgers on Friday. Our post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score, Padres 8 and the Giants 1. Padres have won 2 in a row. They'll go for a series win in this 4-game set tomorrow before welcoming in the LA Dodgers for the start of a 3-game series on Friday. And again, good news on the out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Dodgers losing in Colorado, so the Padres pick up a game on LA. They're now 1 game out of first place. So continues to stay very, very interesting in the National League West. We'll go downstairs, hear from Mike Shildt coming up in a little bit. But first, let's recap what was a fun one here at Petco Park from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
JP Sears took the mound for the Padres in the top of the first inning. He put together a 1-2-3 opening inning, getting a little help from Fernando Tatis Jr., who made a leaping catch at the right field wall to take a home run away from Rafael Devers. Great catch by Toddy. We'll hear that later. In the bottom half, Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a leadoff double. He was still in scoring position with 2 outs for Ryan O'Hearn.
3-2 again. Here's pitch 10, and O'Hearn lines it into center field. That's down to the base hit. Tatis racing around third. He's on his way to score. What an at-bat by Ryan O'Hearn. And a 1-0 Padre lead in the first.
Padres led 1-0 after the opening frame. Let's go bottom 2. It was Gavin Sheets who led off.
Sheets swings, rips it in the air down the right field line. Gonna hook it inside the pole, a home run. Gavin Sheets with his career high, 16th of the season. A lead shot in the second inning. And the Padres double their lead. It's 2-0.
JP Sears, after Fernando robbed the home run in the first inning, he would get through 3 scoreless innings to begin his night. In the bottom of the third, it was time for a Manny match.
Padres a 2-0 lead, and on a 3-0 swing, Manny sends one high and deep into left center field and gone into the bullpen. Manny Machado's 21st home run of the season. Padres have added on again. It's 3-0.
Padres weren't done. Ryan O'Hearn walked. Ramon Laureano then hit a line drive off Landon Roop. He seemed to twist his left knee and hurt that leg as he tried to maneuver out of the way. He was on the ground in a lot of pain. Roop was carted off the field. Hopefully he's all right. Did not look great for Landon Roop. Joey Lucchesi, former Padre, replaced Roop and was given all the time he needed to warm up. The first batter that Lucchesi faced was Gavin Sheets.
The pitch from Lucchesi, and that's in the air deep down the right field line. Sheets towards the pole again. Gonna go! Second of the night for Gavin Sheets. He has homered in 2 straight innings. This one a 3-run shot, and it's 6-0 San Diego.
3 innings in the books. Gavin Sheets had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. JP Sears was really solid tonight for the Padres. He went 6 strong innings, allowing just a solo home run to Casey Schmidt in the 4th. Sears allowed only 4 hits total. Wandy Peralta pitched the scoreless 7th inning. In the bottom half, it was Ryan O'Hearn's turn.
Swings here, sends one in the air, high and deep to center field. Lee's back on the track. He's looking up. It's going to go. How about another for Ryan O'Hearn? Second home run of the series. 4th of the night for the Padres. And 7-1 here in the 7th.
In the 8th inning, Padres added on. Freddie Fermin, a 2-out double against Giants reliever Jose Butzo. It was Fernando Tatis Jr. who dug in next.
Fernando hits it hard on the line into left field. That's a base hit. They're going away for Fermin. Ramos's throw is on the way up the line and over the head of Bailey. Tatis at second, trying for third. The throw there from Butzo, who backed up, is in time, and the inning is over. But the Padres add on. Tatis an RBI hit to make it 8-1.
Padres took that 8-1 lead into the 9th inning. David Morgan, who finished the 8th inning, stayed on for the 9th, and the rookie right-hander put on the finishing touch.
Morgan trying to seal the deal. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with a good curveball. And David Morgan, 4 up, 4 down. And he caps the night with a K as the Padres beat up on the Giants 8-1. They hit 4 homers. They get 6 strong from JP Sears. And they pull back to within a game of the Dodgers in the National League West. A dominant performance here this evening as the Padres got contributions from all corners of their roster.
Padres' 4 home runs tonight were their second most in a game this season, trailing only the 5 they hit in that 21-0 win in Colorado in early May. Shildt had 2, Manny had 1, O'Hearn had 1. Padres had 8 runs on 10 hits. The Giants had 1 run on 4 hits. Padres again improved to 71-56. Giants drop to 61-66 in front of another sold-out crowd here in downtown San Diego. 55th sellout of the season, nearly 43,000 in the building on a Wednesday night on what was Michael King bobblehead night. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We'll get to your phone calls a little bit later as well, 833-288-0973. Again, phone number to call if you want to chime in, 833-288-0973. Final tonight, Padres 8, Giants 1. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues after this. Welcome back into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here tonight, Padres 8 and the Giants 1. Padres will now go for a series win in this 4-game set against San Francisco tomorrow before a series against the Dodgers looming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Petco Park. Hey, player, the all-new Jamul Casino Resort is now open with the Lux Hotel Tower, rooftop pool, spa, and a long list of amazing amenities. You'll have more ways to play and enjoy all the perks of your casino fun. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. The Padres cranking out 8 runs on 10 hits, 4 home runs tonight, including 2 from Gavin Shildt. How about the duo of Shildt and O'Hearn tonight? And look, I've been listening to the station last few days this week. I know there's been a lot of discourse about O'Hearn and Shildt, and look, they both got the start tonight, much like they both got the start last night. and they've been really, really productive. And here tonight, they were a combined 4 for 7 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Manny also had a home run tonight, but look, those two guys providing a lot of power in this lineup today. They have been great over the course of the last 2 wins. And again, this was a very complete win. We called last night not a flashy win, but just a much-needed win. Tonight was quite a bit flashier with the power, more good starting pitching. JP Sears, tip of the cap to him. 6 innings, 1 run given up. He was really, really solid and picks up his first win as a San Diego Padre. Before we hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, let's quickly pause for station identification on the Padres radio network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
Sam Levitt with you here inside the loft at the Western Metal Building as we continue to wrap this one up. The West Divisional Showdown against San Francisco is presented by Palomar Health, reimagining healthcare. Padres win it 8-1 against the Giants. Let's go downstairs here at Petco Park and hear some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Mike, how impressive and encouraging was that outing tonight by JP?
Both. Very impressive, very encouraging. I think we knew what we had when we traded him, felt good about the possibilities with Sears. And, man, he was good tonight. He went down, worked on some things, kept his mind in a good place. I think that's probably the most important part of this is he's got his head around, as a lot of our guys do, that are in a little bit of a shuttle situation where we're manipulating the rest for our starters, using another starter, rotating them out. Same thing with some in a reliever situation. And it's just really impressive. And he's a great example of the guys that are going down and coming back up, but going down with something on their mind and knowing they're part of this club and coming back and contributing. And he definitely did that tonight. It was a huge 6 innings and was able to, open it up and create opportunities for other guys in the bullpen.
We've seen a lot of great plays from Fernando. Obviously, it's an amazing one, but to do it at that point in the ballgame, how much of a tone can that set, not only for your pitcher, but just for the whole ballgame?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely huge. I mean, you're talking about right off the giddy again, sometimes that's what it takes to eliminate a little streak that you don't like is, a great play or something out of the ordinary. And that was, I talked to him a lot. He makes so many great plays and, we talk about, and it's like routine greatness. That was just greatness. That was just pure greatness. And, who knows? There's a lot of good players in this league. But if you put his body of work together and he's not the platinum gold glove winner, then I want to recount.
Gavin, Manny, Ryan all hitting home runs tonight. Obviously, we've seen this offense win games, score runs without necessarily having the long ball be a part of it. But how much of an impact can that make if this part of the game starts showing up the rest of
it? Oh, no question about it. I've said recently it's on display last night, it's on display today. I feel like in the last body of work of, I don't want to put a definite time frame on it, but 2 weeks, we win a lot of games in a lot of different ways. We've won a lot of our games, with our pitching and defense and the timely hitting, which is a great recipe. But I feel like our offense is dictating games in the last couple weeks to 3 weeks, and it was on display tonight. And part of that is the home run, and being able to drive the baseball. And, Manny with a 3-0 swing, Gavin, the sole homer, obviously a 3-run homer, which, breaks it open. And then Herney to add on and really pretty swings. And, I just like where our offense is at. I like the relentlessness of it, the consistency of it, and the depth of it. And Toddy, again, on the offensive side was really good again, setting the tone tonight.
Mike, I know it's what you would like and maybe even what you would expect out of your players, out of Gavin, but how impressive is it how locked in he stayed? I mean, he didn't play very much, and when he has gotten the opportunity here recently, it couldn't be much better.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about for the game, actually. We have a lot of good players, and, doing the best we can to put them in good positions. I feel pretty comfortable and confident that's taking place. We've got a lot of regular players. Clearly Jackson being out creates opportunity. But more recently with Gavin, and when Jackson was in there, we give him some opportunities to go compete, which he's more than earned. And same thing with O'Hearn and Iglesias. And, when you have regulars, only so many open spots. But to your question, he's been able to get some opportunities. But to that point, speaking about Sears, with Gavin or guys that are here consistently, how do you stay sharp? How do you stay engaged? How do you stay sharp? How do you are you ready for the opportunities that you are getting? And he's been able to do that. It was good to see Johnson get a start. Hadn't had it. Was hitting the 300s for us and played really well and got a start, and keep him active and keep him going. And that's part of this too, the balancing act of it all. But a lot of credit and a lot of respect for Gavin to continue to stay with it. And the mind's the thing that controls everything. And his ability to keep the right mindset, and it's representative of our team mindset. When everybody's going to have the mindset for what's best for the team and stay ready for that. This time of year it's about that. We know and respect and clearly pull for guys individually and want the best for their careers. But when you have a team that has an opportunity to win a division like we do and move on in the playoffs and compete to win a World Series, it's really going to take a team mentality of, I got to do my part and accept that and stay ready. And I've been really pleased and proud that guys have been able to do that.
Aside from Fernando just being who he is, what is the key to his home run robberies from your perspective? What is he doing so possible for him?
Gosh, it really is an art form, but it's timing as much as anything. And then it's just, the athleticism, which is involved with the timing. But all of them have been a little different. That one was, a little bit more on the run, timing it up, as opposed to getting there and setting it up and jumping, and just proves that and demonstrates how well-rounded he is as an athlete. And, Espo Brown, our bench coach, said he didn't know what was more impressive, him robbing the homer or getting up from a Indian-style seating. And I see him do that pretty frequently in the clubhouse. He'll go down, sit Indian-style, and raise Indian-style without using his hands. He's special talent. I do think the home run robbery was more impressive, though.
These last couple weeks, or this couple weeks, we're playing the Giants Dodgers, and there's the roller coaster that people on the outside perhaps are riding, but they speak to your kind of, it's all the same. Can you speak to that a little bit, just how your team has bounced back from the 4 losses? And
yeah, I've had the privilege of being in this game for a while. I had the privilege to be a part of some really good teams in a lot of different levels. Been around a lot of people that have been in this game for a long time. Also, the longer you do this, you recognize that there's just going to be ebbs and flows. And, we're always going to be respectful of our opponent. We're always going to be aware of what our schedule is. Understandably and rightfully, there's a lot of emotion in it. And we have emotion too. We're men, not machines. But for me, the way I approach it, that's worked well for me. And I've learned from a lot of people who have done this and won World Series rings and been a part of organizations that's done it, and have them myself, that, first of all, it's really, every day is the most important day of the year. It just, if I have to do something, or we have to do something to prepare any differently today versus April 20th versus Game 7 of a World Series, then we're not going to get to a Game 7 of a World Series. And that's the challenge that is a long season. And that's the other part of this. So we're going to respect our opponent. We're going to prepare like crazy for our opponent. But we play, we're the Padres. We play Padre baseball, and we play to play the game fundamentally sound, mentally tough, and compete regardless of circumstance, and show up every day to do that. And so when you do that, you're always going to respect your opponent, whoever's on the other side. You're not going to make it bigger than it is. And then when you get into moments that are series that, are bigger. You just trained yourself to perform regardless of circumstance, and that way you can try to take some of the humanness out. And the humanness is, anxiety and fear making things bigger than they actually are. And, the game can be hard enough. And if you can keep your head in the right space and focus on the right things, like David Morgan's a good example. David Morgan, one of the things that we recognized early about David is, yes, he's got a nice arm. He's got a good breaking ball. David Morgan is going to go out and he's going to go compete to execute pitches regardless of circumstance and environment. And when you do that and you have talent, you have a chance to be as consistently as you possibly can be. And the trap is using resources that are not infinite, and that's time and energy. And personally, I can't afford time and energy being spent on things that are outside of my purview. But I can show up every day, 7, 8, 6, how many hours before a game, depending on the day, and focus on what we know can happen in our own team in today's competition. And that allows for steadiness. And we know that, I alluded to it a minute ago, the game is hard. The game is challenging. The ball doesn't bounce your way. But the thing I appreciate about this team is collectively we're going to get a consistent competitive effort, and we're going to play the game, the right way. And we're clearly going to play to win. We're going to play we're not going to do a whole lot of things that we're going to hit our cutoff man. We're going to, we're going to get the leadoff hitter. We're going to throw a lot of quality strikes. I mean, we give up some home runs. We give up some home runs, but Nestor Cortez is a great example of that. He gives up 4 and could easily tucked and, ran and started nibbling and started walking people and losing it. No, he was able to right his ship. He was able to go out and compete. He was able to get into the 6th inning, which allowed us to set ourselves up for the bullpen today. So, the wrap up to it is, it's the most challenging thing about this job for me, our staff, and our players is to keep our mind in a positive and in a good place, but not alibi when we need to be better.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt following this 8-1 win for the Padres against the San Francisco Giants. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get into our daily awards. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Phone number to call if you want to chime in, discuss what happened tonight, discuss this 2-game winning streak. His 2 games a streak. Maybe not, but they'll have an opportunity to make it a win streak tomorrow. You get my point. Back-to-back wins, and now the Padres aiming for a series win tomorrow. Again, you can call in at 833-288-0973. Our post-game coverage from Petco Park continues after this. Padres 8 and the Giants 1. Hey player, the all-new Jamul Casino Resort is a VIP gaming experience like no other with a luxe hotel, a relaxing spa, and a rooftop pool. Come enjoy all the perks of your casino fun. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place, now open. A lot to do on our post-game coverage still. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. The number to call as the Padres have won back-to-back games. They'll go for a series win tomorrow. And by the way, in case you missed it a little bit earlier, you have not checked your phone, the out-of-town scores. Dodgers did lose tonight in Colorado. How about that? Dodgers have lost 2 out of 3 in Colorado. And the Padres now sitting a game behind LA for first place in the NL West. Of course, the Padres and Dodgers will meet here at Petco Park for a 3-game series beginning on Friday. Well, we heard Mike Shildt talk plenty about the catch Fernando Tatis Jr. made in the first inning. And I do want to set a little context here, set the scene for you, because one of our keys to today's game, if you remember, was the Padres had to throw up a 0 in the first inning. It had been a huge problem as of late. 4 straight days entering tonight of rough first innings. Dylan Cease gave up 3 runs in the first inning on Saturday in LA. Yu Darvish gave up 4 runs in the first on Sunday in LA. Monday night, Nestor Cortez gave up 4 runs in the first inning. Last night, Nick Pivetta gave up a leadoff home run to Jung-Hoo Lee. So then, wouldn't you know it, J.P. Sears on the mound in the first inning tonight. Second batter of the game was Rafael Devers, and that is the scene for tonight's catch of the game.
Which defensive play had the biggest impact on today's game?
He is at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
This is the catch of the game.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Merrill.
Reeled in by Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, celebrating 80 years of seafood excellence.
Payoff pitch. Devers swings, hits it in the air to very deep right field. Fernando is back. He is at the wall. He will leap up, and he did it again. Fernando Tatis over the right field wall. Did it a couple of years ago out there in almost the exact same spot. And one of the great home run robberies you will see this season. What a play.
Yeah, Fernando does it again. We've seen him do it now so many times here at Petco Park up against that right field fence, leaping, going to the apex of his leap, and he takes a home run away from Rafael Devers, helped J.P. Sears through a 1-2-3 first inning. Finally, for the first time in 5 games, the Padres not allowing a run in the first inning. Hey, they needed some help, some heroics, some athleticism from Fernando, but you'll take it. And look, I went and watched the replay of that a couple of times, and every time Fernando makes a play like that, his unbelievable level of athleticism is on full display. I mean, he can jump so high. I mean, I don't know. There's no jumping competition for outfielders or baseball players, but I'd be willing to bet among major leaguers, Fernando has the best hops of anybody. I mean, he is able to get so much height when he jumps at the wall, and he pulled it in. It took a home run away from Rafael Devers and prevented the Padres again from trailing in the first inning. And you can argue kind of set the tone for this game. Padres then scored a run in the bottom half of the first, and they were off and rolling here tonight. A run in the first inning, run in the second, and then 4 in the third inning as they pulled away early. Bullpen tonight after J.P. Sears went 6 was very, very good. Let's tell you about tonight's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, presented by David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys. When your freedom and future are on the line, you need the best arm in the pen. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Well, the good news is no reliever gave up a run to the Giants tonight. Combined 3 scoreless innings for Wandy Peralta, Yuki Matsui, and David Morgan. And we'll give it to David Morgan because he did get 4 outs, more than any other reliever tonight. Very, very good. He's having a terrific rookie season. David Morgan in this game throwing 14 pitches, 10 for strikes. Morgan faced 4 batters, retired all 4. He now has a 1.72 ERA in this rookie season across 31 games. Among Padre rookies with at least 30 outings in a single season, Morgan now owns the 4th lowest ERA among Padres rookies, again, with at least 30 outings in a single season. So he's having one of the better rookie reliever seasons in the team's history, really. He's been so good. And again, the luxury the Padres have right now is they're throwing David Morgan, who's been great. He's got great stuff. They're throwing him out there in a 7-run game. So it is a big-time luxury what the Padres can do right now with that pen. The fact that in a game like this, where they had pulled away, they don't have to use any of the 5 truly high-leverage guys. You know the names, Miller, Suarez, Adam, Morejon, Estrada. Even in a game like this, they are handing the ball. Take, for example, just Peralta and Morgan. I mean, they're handing the ball to guys who have been really good. Wandy Peralta has been really, really good as of late. I mean, it's kind of gone under the radar. Threw up another scoreless inning tonight. He's got a 2.95 ERA on the year. It's been great. He really has. It's been a major bounce back for Peralta this year. And then you've got Morgan, who's got a sub-2 ERA as a rookie in more than 30 appearances now. This bullpen is ridiculous, and it's part of the reason when we talk about just needing to have a lead, why the Padres just taking leads and then being able to hand it off to the pen. Not that it's going to be an always perfect formula. Not saying that, but it's a pretty good one. I mean, it's a formula you really, really have a lot of confidence in. So getting leads and being able to hand it off to really any part of this bullpen, it's a good formula for wins, and that's what the Padres did tonight. They jumped on Landon Roop early. Unfortunately, Roop had to come out of the game. I'll give you an update on him after our next break, see what I can find on that. But Padres did a really, really good job tonight grabbing a lead. Sears was great, and then they hand things off to the bullpen. David Morgan, 4 up, 4 down, inning in the third scoreless, a relief pitcher of the game. Let's tell you about the Padres' heart of the order.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the Heart of the Order, presented by Palomar Health, the official healthcare provider of 97.3 The Fan. Palomar Health, leading with heart for every patient. Palomar Health is reimagining healthcare.
The order tonight: Manny Machado, Ryan O'Hearn, Ramon Laureano. 3, 4, 5 hitters tonight. Manny went 1 for 4 with a home run. Ryan O'Hearn had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, including a home run. And Ramon Laureano had a couple of hits. So a very good night for the 3 through 5 spots in the lineup. A combined 5 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Well done by those 3 players, Machado, O'Hearn, and Laureano. And by the way, the guy hitting 6th tonight, Gavin Sheets, not a shabby night. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs for Sheets. He got the crowd going tonight. They were chanting his name. They love that guy. They really do. And again, the cool part about it tonight for Gavin Sheets, not only did he hit 2 home runs, the first one set a new career high, and the second one built on it. 17 home runs in the season now for Gavin Sheets. We'll step aside. When we come back, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll have our play of the game. We'll replay my post-game conversation with Gavin Sheets in case you're just hopping in the car on the way home from the game. Didn't hear it yet, so we'll replay that. We'll wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow's day game as the Padres will go for a series win. Our post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here tonight, Padres 8 and the Giants 1. Padres now have an opportunity to win this series tomorrow. We'll preview the finale of this 4-game set in just a moment. Sam Levitt with you here from Petco Park on a Wednesday night as the Padres win another back-to-back wins over the Giants after dropping the series opener on Monday. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Everything has gone final in the major leagues today. The Pirates beat the Blue Jays in Pittsburgh. Interesting game there. Pirates scored 2 runs in the first inning after the Blue Jays scored 1 in the first inning. That was it. That was all the scoring. Pirates hung on to win it 2-1. Phillies beat up on the Mariners 11-2. Kyle Schwarber, Max Kepler had home runs in that game for Philly. And a big day for Trey Turner. He had 5 hits in that 11-2 Philly win. Tigers beat the Astros 7-2 in Detroit. Diamondbacks beat the Guardians in 10-3-2. Adrian Del Castillo had the walk-off hit in that one in the bottom half of the 10th inning for Arizona. Marlins beat the Cardinals 6-2. Nationals beat the Mets 5-4 in D.C. Josh Bell, home run in that game. Braves hung on to beat the White Sox 1-0. In Atlanta, Yankees beat the Rays 6-4 in 10 innings in Tampa Bay tonight. Padres getting a Giancarlo Stanton home run in the 10th inning, an Austin Wells home run in the 10th inning. In fact, Wells had 2 home runs. Trent Grisham had 2 home runs in that game. And again, Yankees win it 6-4 in 10. A's beat the Twins 4-2 in Minnesota in 10. Shea Langoliers had a home run in that game for the A's. Rangers beat the Royals 6-3 in Kansas City. Cubs beat the Brewers 4-3 in Chicago. Rockies beat the Dodgers. Not going to forget that one. Rockies beat the Dodgers 8-3 in Colorado. Good news there. We'll talk more about that in a second. Angels beat the Reds 2-1 in Anaheim. And that's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Wednesday night. That time of year, forgetting what day it is. Wednesday night, as we take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. So at the end of tonight, the Padres trail the Dodgers by 1 game in the National League West. Again, Dodgers losing in Colorado, Padres winning here in San Diego. So the Padres pick up a game on LA. Remember, those 2 teams will meet Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Petco Park. A game lead for the Dodgers now. So good news tonight on the out-of-town scoreboard. And to remember, and this is something we're going to have to keep in mind here, Dodgers do now own the tiebreaker after this past weekend in LA. So while I say a game behind the Dodgers, you do kind of have to think of it as a game and a half, where you have got to finish ahead of them to win the division, if that makes sense. So just tying them, that's not going to do it. Game back, we'll not get too complicated with that for now, but Padres a game back of LA at the end of tonight. Well, Gavin Sheets, a big day. He hit a solo home run in the second inning to make it a 2-0 game. Manny Machado made it a 3-0 game with a home run in the third. Later in the inning, there were 2 on, 2 on, 1 out. Gavin Sheets at the plate, and this was our play of the game.
The line between winning and losing can be razor thin. Which play was the difference between victory and defeat? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
The pitch from Lucchesi, and that's in the air, deep down the right field line. Sheets towards the pole again. Gonna go! Second of the night for Gavin Sheets. He is homered in 2 straight innings. This one a 3-run shot, and it's 6-0 San Diego.
The home run for Gavin Sheets is second of the night. By the end of the third, Sheets had 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, number 16 and 17 on the season. The 16th home run set a new career high, and he has plenty of time to build on what is now a career year for Gavin Sheets in the home run department and beyond. Has a great chance to hit 20 home runs. We'll see if he can get there by the end of the season. What a night for Gavin Sheets, as he was a big part in this 8-1 win. I caught up with Gavin Sheets on the field right after tonight's win.
Gavin, not a bad night in the big leagues when you have 2 home runs and 4 RBIs by the end of 3 innings. Both the home runs came on curveballs. How were you able to get home run swings on those pitches?
Yeah, been working on them. Just trying to be aggressive, be aggressive with pitches in the zone. Try not to fall behind a little bit there and be aggressive and put an ace swing on it. So was able to do that there, and it felt good.
Since the trade deadline, your role has adjusted a bit. How have you stayed ready for opportunities like tonight?
Yeah, just be prepared. That's the biggest thing. Just be ready for any opportunity that comes. Some things are out of my control, and what I can control is how I go about business, and that I'm ready for every opportunity. So get opportunities like this tonight and try to come up big for the team.
A handful of months ago, you showed up in Arizona fighting for a job at spring training. Tonight, you set a new career high in home runs in a season. How would you describe this season on a personal level?
It's been a blast. Being in San Diego, being here has been a godsend, and there's still a lot of work to do for us, and I think the exciting stuff's still to come.
Finally, these fans, they like chanting your name. Good to hear that again.
It's great to hear it. Miss being out here and being out here and playing in front of these guys again has been a lot of fun tonight.
Gavin, great job tonight. Big night, 2 home runs. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Gavin Sheets right after tonight's 8-1 win. How about that? He said, being in San Diego, being here has been a godsend. I'll tell you what, and we'll have more time when, the regular season is over, when the whole thing is over, hopefully with a parade here in San Diego. But we'll have time when the year is over to really reflect on things. But I'll tell you what, the Gavin Sheets story this year, I think, is such a great one for him and for this organization. I think the context with Gavin's season is really, really important. I mean, he came into spring training as just a guy. Just a guy you thought maybe had a chance to win a roster spot. He signed a minor league deal in the offseason. He'd been let go by the White Sox. He came in as somebody who had a shot, like many at spring training, to win a roster spot. He hits all those home runs in a flurry in spring training, makes a name for himself, wins the job, ends up, coming off the bench, and then he's starting and he's hitting home runs here. It's just a really great story for Sheets in this organization. It really, really is. So credit to him. He's been great to deal with all year, and it's a big night for Gavin Sheets. By the way, before we wrap up here, Landon Root, the Giants starter, who it was an ugly moment right before the Sheets home run when Joey Lucchesi had to come in. Ramon Laureano hit a line drive off of Roop. The line drive seemed to get him kind of around the back or the backside. He hurt himself. It looked like maneuvering out of the way or trying to get out of the way, and looked like he twisted his left knee. It did not look good. He went down in a lot of pain. It didn't look good. This is from Alex Pavlovic of NBC Sports Bay Area. He tweeted, Landon Roop has a left knee sprain. He'll head back to San Francisco to get an MRI. He's going on the IL. Giants will know more after the MRI. So hopefully he's okay, or as okay as possible. And that's the latest update on Landon Roop, who unfortunately had to come out of that game with it didn't look like a pretty injury. You don't like to see that with the knee, and it looked awkward, and he was in a lot of pain. So you certainly hope it's just a knee sprain for Giants right-hander Landon Roop. Taking a look ahead to tomorrow, it'll be a Thursday matinee here at Petco Park. First pitch tomorrow at 1:10 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 12:10. Pitching matchup tomorrow. Padres get a look at Giants right-hander Justin Verlander. Yes, Verlander on the mound for the Giants tomorrow. Right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for the Padres. Again, with our pregame coverage beginning at 12:10. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look at the final totals here tonight for the Padres: 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left on 5. For the Giants, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They left on 6. J.P. Sears, the winning pitcher, he's now 8-10. Landon Root, the losing pitcher, he's 7-7. Time of game, 2 hours and 44 minutes. And the crowd here at Petco Park tonight, 55th sellout of the season, 42,500. 89. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 1:10 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 12:10. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Kyle Lovenshire, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from inside Petco Park. Again, final score here tonight, the San Diego Padres 8 and the San Francisco Giants 1. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.